Last video for the night. Okay. I released a video a couple of days ago about, I don't know when I'm going to actually upload this, so I shouldn't say that. So, I actually did a video on a Telrad SM teardown and the Casa 5G teardown as well, going over the radios and what's nuts. And here's the working guts of this bad boy, and here is the radio from it right here. All right, if you remember this one, it had 4 connectors on it, plus a connector over here, which was for the configuration, the Wi-Fi. So anyway, now that I've got this thing apart finally, which by the way, that literally cost me blood, sweat, and tears to get this thing open. This was absolutely miserable to get open, and I did a lot of damage to it getting it open. I was hoping to actually have this to display on for the lab, but anyway, look at the QC here, by the way. Check this out. Look at this. Like, look at that. That's the QC that came from Casa, which is apparently higher end product, right? There's like flux left over on the solder joints here, but I'm pretty sure this was actually hand built. But there's like a lot of flux left over on these things, and nice sticking them stickers on there like that. Good job, guys. So anyway, first of all, let's take a look at this little antenna in the corner here. This guy here is Wi-Fi for management. Okay, so that's a little Wi-Fi antenna right here. You can see it. Can I get this out of here? No. You can see like this little element, right? It's a little 2.4 element. Here's the signal lead here. So that's really interesting. So that's the blue lead. Now, where that connected on the motherboard would have been right here, P5. Okay, so that's where that connected, and that's a management radio, okay? So, that one being noted, now, there was 4 antenna leads on here, 0, 1, 2, and 3. 3 of those guys there. Okay? Now, those connected here, so we've got 2 on the sides here. Check this out. Now, what I should actually do is, let me get my caliper out so that you RF engineers out there can comment below as to what bands these are. But let's first of all, are we zeroed? It's important. Alright, so what do we got here? You know, I could be doing this over here. I'm kind of stupid. Alright, so that is approximately 10 millimeter there. This one here is 13 millimeter. And this one is 17 millimeter. Then we've also got these little gaps here. Let's see here, what do we got here? This one is that is 21 millimeter, approximately right there. Yeah, it's fascinating, right? On these little arrays at the side here. Now, there's more to these little arrays at the side, because as you can see, there's a coaxial lead here that goes over to these antennas at the side. So, like, this looks like it's a element. And this actually resides underneath of it. So there's these guys here. They look like they're lower frequency. That's 24 mils there. 13.5 mils there. 21, 15, 80. That gives you a rough idea. Okay, so you've got one on this side and an identical one over here. And those are connected to the yellow leads, okay? Now, last but not least, you've got this black and this white lead, which actually connect through here, through the back of the antenna, to this array of wave or elements here. Yeah, this wouldn't be a waveguide. This would be beam steering. All right, so you've got. It's kind of fascinating if you look closely inside of here. Let me see if I can get a good angle at it. So if you look under here, you're going to see like crisscrossies. There's little crisscross, see here? Little crisscross elements. So these two are connected to each other, and these two are connected to each other with a jumper, like a piece of metal. Actually, you know what I'll do? Let me just dismantle one. Let's see here. Those are... I think I've got the tool to take that out. These have push pins. There we go. So if I pop this little pin out here, and then this guy should just pop off like that. And the same thing with these little guys. These are fascinating. I love this sort of stuff. So now let's take a close look at this. Okay, so you see here we've got a jumper. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do one more because I can actually do this in stages. No, why am I doing that? These arrays are incredible. Like, you've got these element patterns underneath. You've got these risers here with these blocks. It's fascinating. These guys connect into here on both sides. Let's get a soldering iron out here. And then we can take this apart. But yeah, so these elements... I just took one off. Here it is. So these elements here, these are basically just disks. They are elements. And then these are the active elements, passive, active elements here. Now these guys crisscross. That's the fascinating part. They go across here. So it goes, here we go. Like that. So these guys are like this. Fascinating, no? All right, let's take this guy apart now. So, where's my solder sucker? Oh, I hope that this doesn't really heat sink up. Get on there. You know, some YouTubers have these really relaxing, soothing voices that are fun to listen to, like Big Clive or Photonic Induction. They have those beautiful British accents that can put you to sleep. I love having a nasally, grating, god-awful voice. It's wonderful, because being the troll that I am, it's very satisfying. Yeah, this is going to be extremely difficult. If I heat up the whole element, I might be able to pop it off. Yeah, there's one side. There we go. All right. So what do we got here? So if you look here, let me lift it up so you can see it better. So if you look here, this connects, this little standoff actually has a plastic isolator, but it connects down to this rail right down here. Okay. And this one has the same thing. It's got a little plastic isolator underneath of it, and then this little element actually connects down to this rail right here. And that's repeated over here. So you can see now, these guys cross. See how they cross each other? It's fascinating. Actually, let me turn on the other light. So these guys cross each other. So there's one underneath and one over top. And then that's when this little guy comes in and it sits over top. And I should actually get you guys a measurement of the distance, but it just goes over top like that and sits over top. So that's actually your MIMO, from what I can see here. That's your chain 1, chain 2, or the proper appropriate terminology would be chain 1, chain 0. Okay, so that's the configuration here. It's really fascinating. And if you take a side view of it, you can actually see better how these guys are actually connected. This is a really impressive technology, and this is all 5G, right? Should I break this down one more tier? Would that be, would that appease the viewers? Grab a screwdriver. You know what I actually could do, since this is garbage now anyway, is I'll just stage this. 1, 2. I'll break this one right down, then I'll take apart this one. Here we go. There we go. And I should be able to pop this off simply by heating up the elements here and sliding it a little bit. And a little bit more, and there we go. Fascinating. Okay, so now I've taken off the entire array. So you can see that this shares the same common bonding, the same common ground as this back plane here. Like so, see? Which means that these active elements radiate and are guided or steered by these passive elements right here. And this is technically back plane. Or is it? This is where Kent Winrich or Tassos would be. This is right up their alley. But take a look at this. You can see the two channels here, right? Right there and there. And then that's where these two leads, now you can see the leads, how I was describing them. So check this out. This comes in on this one here. Everything's connected, right? And it comes down to this rail. And onto this side, right? But there's also this one here. Okay, so there's also this black lead, which comes in right here. And this goes over to this side. Oh, isn't that neat? Okay, so this is channel 0. This would be channel 1 or vice versa, right? But this also ties in on the sides here. This is so friggin' complex. Wow. Okay, so then it actually goes like this. These two on this side here, this would be one chain. This is neat, okay? So that's one chain right there, which comes in right here. No, fuck, I'm getting them mixed up. So this would be like this, and then this one over here would be and over here, where does it come in? It comes in right here. So this is B side. So this one and this element here, I'm going to mark them in red. There we go. So that's one chain right there. And let me get another very distinctive color. Let's just use black. Okay, so we'll do that. So this guy here. And this one here. Neato, eh? So, very complex antenna array. This is very, very complex. This is the Casa antenna off of the Casa radio, of course. So yeah, we've got one chain that comes in this way, and then the other chain, of course, comes in like so. Fascinating. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hang this on my wall. I really will. It'll go over there in the array, or in the studio. So yeah, so then this one, this black one. Okay, so where does the black go over here then? The black comes up this side here. So the black would tie into here. So this would be black here. Okay, so that's tying into the one on the back of the array. And then we've got this one right here, which is red. And the red comes this way here. enjoys this bad boy here. Yeah, I'm gonna actually color that in. So this is where a true RF engineer would step in and say, wow, that's a cool device. Let me explain to all you guys how it works. And then I sit back and read what they tell me and absorb that information and say, wow, I now know how that works, along with everybody else who watches my content. So, yeah, there you go. That's how these guys work. This is a really complex system. I mean, this is just black magic, to be completely honest with you. All right, so this also, by the way, this ties into here too, and this is also part of the red section right here. So that's tied in right here as well. You've got your element and your active element and your passive element right here. Just, this is fascinating. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all tied into there. And then, oh, that's interesting because like this actually ties in. So the side antenna is on, I'm going to assume chain 0, along with these guys here. And then the opposing one, I wonder if the polarization is slightly different. Let's use a different color because I just want to verify this. Let's use blue now. Okay, so this one comes in on here. It goes over here, but blue is also doing this antenna set over here. Okay, but where does this one? Does this go to the under? Okay, so both of these, here's the fascinating part. So it comes in here. Interesting. Okay, so something which I've noticed is, you remember how I showed you a minute ago that there's like an under and an over here, right? Over, under. Well, what's really fascinating is on both of these, yes, so these elements here are tied into the under elements on this active array. They're under. They're not on the overs. I don't know if that matters at all. I mean, like, it might not, but the overs are not connected to the elements on the side here. So this stuff here is all connected with that element that goes underneath the cross. That is fascinating. Like, look at that from the side there. I want you guys to really take this in. And don't forget, you can pause YouTube videos. So for you RF junkies out there, you brilliant engineers that understand this witchcraft, you should be able to actually fully assess this and get a really good idea of what's going on here. But it's kind of neat. This is how they stack up, right? So there you go. This is the inside of a Casa 5G antenna array. And this is the high gain. The one that I've actually put in the studio is only half. This has 2 arrays in it, so of course double the gain. Just fascinating stuff anyway. I hope that was somewhat insightful. Oh, the last thing I need to do, because all the RF engineers out there are going to be like, well, I don't know what band that is. Well, let's find out what it is. What is our diameter? 33 millimeter. All right. Let's find out what frequency that is. 33 millimeter wavelength. Because it could be full wave, it could be quarter wave. It's hard to say. Frequency, let's look this up. Wavelength to frequency calculator. Okay, let's see here. Wavelength in meters, millimeters. Let's try Okay, 33. It's saying it's 10 kilohertz. Or sorry, 9,084 megahertz. Yeah, but I don't think this is 10,000 megahertz or 9,000 megahertz, actually. That'd be, what, 9 gigahertz? Come on, brain. It must be late. 9,000 megahertz. 2 gigahertz. Yeah, that's 9 gigahertz. Yeah, it's 9 gigahertz. So it's saying that this is 9 gigahertz. If that's full wave 33, it could also be like half wave, which would put it at 5. Yeah, it'd be 5 gigahertz. It's hard to say. I mean, I honestly don't know. If we look at the radio here, this is the... but that's not going to tell me anything either, because it could be on any specific channel. It's the... Where is it? This is the QECTEL RM502QGL. And that's for Casa. It's... Focus, you son of a bitch. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what band this is on. But this is for you geniuses to let me know. And share it with everyone else too. So there you go. That is a fascinating beam steering array. And... or is it a beam steering away? I feel like this is just 4x4 MIMO. I don't think this is actually beam steering. Project Neptune. It says right here, Project Neptune launch. Revision 202000420B. See if I can find Project Neptune. Casa, Project Neptune. Nope. That is an internal memo that apparently we don't have access to. Nope, I don't have access to it. So I've probably given you guys more information than more than enough information. From what I've told you guys tonight and presented to you, I'm sure that many of you who are far more clever monkeys than I should be able to determine what the hell this thing is and what it's doing. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is like literally witchcraft. Yeah. I'm sure that the foil hats are going to be like, oh, wait, oh, hold on, this is for the foil hats, don't forget. Here we go. That's for you guys. All right, so there you go. This is a terrifying 5G antenna array. I hope you appreciate that. Oh God, my eyes. Thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And have a good night.